from the lucid fringe. Ravings from the lucid fringe. Musings from an unpasteurized life. Improvised on the front line of love and beauty. Welcome, I'm Semeric Yarrow. This week on Ravings from the Lucid Fringe, episode 42, more medium matured poems. Sisters and brothers, we come to dance our loving freedom tunes. Sisters and brothers, we come to dance our loving freedom tunes, with bodies listening in to the womb beat of our ocean mother, with hearts blazing with sunlight and moon wisdom, pumping out our chorus of enough, with feet feeling the feisty fury of the feminine beneath us and around us. For when you strike a woman, you strike a rock, a stream, a tree, a bird, a fish, all the way to the explosive, yearning, volcanic core of life itself, with voices calling Vulcani, each declaring I will build our safe circle bigger, with bold, respectful limbs softly embracing, strengthening the force field of peace, riding the waves of remembering and reconnecting against the deformed cancer tide of abuse, shedding bold tears for the rape-frozen victims, making ever more space for healing howls of gentleness, ever more space for the icy, broken boy men to choose to step out of the shadows they have made and commit their swords of light to our glorious pledge. Nothing shall be done to harm the children. Nothing shall be done to break the bodies and the spirits of our mothers and our daughters and our sisters, for we all come from the same great Mama Goddess womb, and we are rising in her honor. We are rising into a space of love. Sisters and brothers, we come to dance our loving freedom tunes. A Jozi Folly. She stands somewhere west of Yeovil, sniffing the persimmon winds across the flat roofs, while an old flat screen blares down, and to the right Mexican mariachi in monochrome providing a new Baroque soundtrack. She lifts a wiry foot that secretly reeks of cloves and fennel, freed from the circus of everyday perfection, and skates upon eddies of ebullience, rising through the pavement cracks towards the thinnest air. And with her broken arpeggio heart, she turns to face her ethereal suitors' turmeric-laced dance, and lifts a finger tipped with gold leaf that yells of yet untold tales, dripping rich with saucy wealth, sprung from caverns by winking tongues, echoing up the lift shafts and bouncing from the concrete peaks, while the trains rumble through the city's hidden crypts, and the moonlight steals a furtive glance at her invisible ostrich feathers. She brews her warming moves beyond the stale nettle leaves and dry tastes of ancestral high-felt dawns, and oozes a hungry clarity bursting through the crumbling illusions of dusty car horns. He crouches somewhere east of Orange Grove, tentatively pats the broken paving outside the ruined porch, knowingly notes the spoor of passing ghosts, and takes a duck-brown notebook from the secret pouch behind his eyebrow, and as he scrawls prescriptions for the dying trees, his leg hairs stand on end, antenna tuned to lost languages, broadcast to the beat of the saucepans in the fast food kitchens, rising high above the crowded walls that zigzag madly over the copies dense with yesterday's smog and ready to crackle. Mirrors of patchwork suburban floor plans are electric etched in the sunset spring sky. He mumbles, then strides his seed-casting syllable spells that peel back the layers of perceived possibility and breathe an untouched canvas. His footsteps float across the faded, blackened turf, each one placed with memories and promises. She sits somewhere south of Soweto, pours a little liquid in an ebony bowl, and as the snake inside the city's spine shivers into the night, she rises in flamenco red and wails a new lament that holds the yeast of new seeing, as she pierces the pineal film of scattered seeking souls across the heaving layers of this collective life, and awakens harmonies hidden in the song lines neath the road signs, while a starburst heartbeat of a forgotten landscape starts its pulsing ascent from the realms of fossil rhythms, mingling its white lion frequencies into the drive-time static, making our cell walls throb with unknown desires, hinted at in our dreaming dives. And as she steps airily into the icy darkness, brimming with the simmering essences of snorers and slumberers, bats veer off course, bemused before her regal aura hum. And your part of this potion will join mine and theirs, thickening the trumpet laughter hanging silent in the breeze, until a feral metro harvest shall appear, blessed by those we usher in from the hearths and heavens. Praise singing for a planet. Here lies the simple crumble-mantled dust, folding and unfolding the blocks of time juice. Now she's a hungry girl-child waiting patiently for solidly stretched seconds and hours, until the mushy fight twixt the seasons unravels in bold moments and strato-visions, unwrapping the dormant glacial extensions of her thickly matted tundra drops. Pacific eruptions of tense teenage skin cast a numbing fog, and crystal crusts of tottering madness enshroud our prayers that heal God's traumas. Gently the discords align, and our sounds arouse a throating vocal beauty, awakening thunderous emerald hymns in her easy bosom, and hardy-dahs on dawn lawns, for those not blinded by their diaries. Proudly shaking down. You were there, amidst the vodka-fueled fire of the desert dusty dance floor, proudly shaking down with me amidst the unleashed energy of the night, and yet tongue-holding the new no learnt from your mother's wounds, received in patterned prickles from the fast and frozen patriarchs. You were there, in the sweet soft longing perfuming the air around us, daring to open that heart-mind fist into new body thoughts, fearing to be the one who wounded your lifelong love, and yet a darting tongue breathed towards wise freedom. You were there, awake and playful as we shared memories and textures in a fondly fondling dance towards the rivers of our dreamscapes, absorbing and reflecting the love lightning in our beings till safely you surrendered to a chuckling snake embrace. And I feel in this moment the building truth of my gentle gallop to desire, listening softly with my fingers in an honourable love quest, meeting you with a muscular vision to form a fertile, fearless chasm smile, trusting that this sensual surface chaos is held in a wiser, easily bouncing vibration, hurtling heavenwards, powered by our shameless, beautiful quest for boldly loving bodies. March against Monsanto. Nature is not a straight line from perfect pesticide to plastic plate. DNA is not a rancid relic awaiting reconstruction. Soil is more than dusty stuff needing to be cleansed. And our big mama planet is no junkie lying back anticipating a monstrous Monsanto fumble fiddle fix. We are not separate from the ground our feet touch today, and so we have tuned our inner ears, and we hear that beyond the dull, dry, treble techno beat of flashy fast food farming, with its exotic toxicity, nature is actually a vast, vibrant feat of complex, holy engineering, erupting in a constant fractal feedback of volcano juice and greenwood gifts, guiding those who husband her with spiral flows and season signs, trees that love hugs and songbirds that love bugs, bugs that dance for balance in the fields between the cycles of life and death, knowing autumn's fungus will lead to the buds of spring, knowing when we support her with care we will witness a abundant harvests arising before our eyes, even as we sing our most perfect appreciation of natural inspiration and organic opulence. We are listening. We are choosing to lay down our agri weapons for the sake of our bodies and the body of the earth, and we call on the CEOs with grandchildren on the way to join us. A Royal Proclamation. Hear ye, hear ye, news is just in from the Winter Palace. Many mouldy monarchs were seen leading courtly dances, dignified waltzes, and traditional two-steps, rocking only with the infirmity of pedigree heredity. And no doubt this ancient pageant of survivors from whom we all are descended forms a pungent bass line in the bottom octaves of our beings. But there's been a backstreet backbeat revolution. The jesters jumped out of the bearskin box, and with magical murmurs and wild whisperings, rumours of rebellious rhythms have been storming the gates, crying out for syncopation for the nation. We have woken from our fairy tale slumbers and remembered, after first saying thanks for that fabulous kiss, that we are the subjects of our own imperial dominions. We are the rock and roll royalty of all that we survey. Beyond the forever fixed strangulation of precise triangulation, we'll map out our blurry border lines with love-filled quills, for our interdependent territories are dancing once more into uncharted waters and continents unknown. We could claim those dazzling countries for the crown, another pleasure chest to add to the magnificent millions in the royal mint. Or we could simply smell the fleeting glory of the flowers and taste the bird song floating in our peaceful conversations, since the wisdom of the smiling ruler of each solo realm, whose shifting source of power is no throne game of merely meeting brain to brain, but a boogie from the belly that leads to crossing of moats, drawbridge dropping of jaws, portcullis raising, and grail quests from heart to heart. And remember, while dressing up is fun, there's an honourable history of nudity among the aristocracy, all with chivalrous intent, my lords and ladies, for just remember that the shackles of our ancestral feudal minds has been forever broken. We owe allegiance to our mighty selves. The majestic truth has been revealed. We will only kowtow bow to the sun in salutation. We've discovered our divinity calls for passionate creation. We all want to break free in harmony from the polite limitations of official processions and catch the real royal wave. We are all the electro-swinging kings of kings with wings and the techno-queens of heaven, and in this chess game we move as far as we dare in any direction. Be the chieftains of the thousand hills, the sultry sultanas of the spicy isles, and a collective coronation of our infinite regal styles. Let's shake our jungle juicy jewelled grooves, our impressive empress goddess moves. There's no limit when we trust the power blazing from our mirror eyes. There's no limit when we trust the solid ground of love beneath. There's no limit when we drink the air in grateful gulps, and share the joy that bubbleth over among every one of us, Narnian boys and girls. The time has come to seal this treacle treaty in the traditional manner, with presents, poise, pursed lips, and seriously sacred partying. Who are we? We are crystal grains, and mild-mannered munching mushrooms, and solid steady stone, and delicate webs of moss, and soaring hawks' wings, and intricate snails' shells, and rooted milkwood trunks, and dragon's breath, and trumpet calls, and piano chords, and chiming bells, and lovers' moans, and laughing bellies, and racing children, and caring parents, and life-soaked shamans, and masterful wizards, and visionary leaders, and imperially majestically 21st century humans, and all of this and more is true. So let's dance the thickly matted map lines beneath our feet, and the fantastical dreadlocks of light emerging from our wildly meeting dream bodies. Let's sing the mighty myths of bold explorers setting forth on oceans of energy in this double prism, double helix awakening moment. And as the ever-shifting sands express the earth's latest skin-shedding, let's welcome in the joy we once were told, or told ourselves, we were not worthy of. Let's welcome in the joy that is our due, knowing in this embodied mirror birth the truth about those praying for us now. Monkey magic angels, and gruesomely gorgeous goddesses, and frolicking horses, and sinuous snakes, and lions enchanting us with their cuddly roars, and dolphin divas in seaweed wigs. It's a wave-swept, wind-licked, toe-twirling prayer, ringing with curly lagoon tunes, full of forest fruity num-num nibbles and tidal tribal dancing. It's a carol for Mary Magdalene and our holy hips. It's a causeway mantra Michael beam sent to harmonize this passage beyond limitations to a brave new world full of mothers and fathers who know how to father and mother, and wide-awake sisters and brothers seeing each other. It's the sound in our pulsing hearts, giving form to our freedom desires for love. Hear it, feel it, be it. You are it. Stuck record trekkers needing healing through their force fields. Lonely moans from drovers echo off the sad, flat-topped dirt-cake hills, and though passing tents may rock with sensual insurrection, and drums hum with flower-foot harmonies, many men still walk this path, obsessed by skimpy guns, heads full of high-revving gigabytes, which empty dryly, like the hourglass they seek, deaf to the songs that waft in the pear. They only know the smoky dice throws of last lost warblers flying off course. till one day a fruity ambush leaves them plucked and ripe for planting. Desert Island Dance, centuries after Crusoe. While rain wrestles icicles from my beard of contemplation, while pigeons coo and guano coat my tonsured scalp, I lotus sit and sense the quickened pulse of the earth within, while sand blast swirls draw fierce sonatas from our stoop chimes, while passing ships snort smoke and leave curses in their wake, we lean and pirouette into airy imprints left by nimble toe curves, while dogs howl at moon rabbits and eager trees murmur, while silent webs trap wanderers and ant nests grow unchecked. The sharp edges of our personal walls soften and blur beside the fire. Then, in that weeping land, we help the elders find their long-lost feet. There, in night's darkest zone, we howl our hidden voices, while our children in their dreams can stay safely lush-winged, till the first rays spark healing and trust, till the day dawns and finds us unclothed still, but decorated with thick lines of cremation ash, and drinking from streams of dew the night made, while the serpents of the morning crawl freely, sleepily composting our fears. Arch of Time. We stand at a threshing point, a threshold for our curvy community, while the creamy cello-thick, centuries-old culture has bred in our bones a loose precision, a skilful softness, a tear-shaped crystal cloud of power. And with the coming of sultry dusk, we feel those polished buttons of our double-breasted warblings oozing out of iron-anchored ancestry. Here, the archangelic architect's archway is born, a righteous rite of passion and courage passageway or corridor long sketched in battle-weary birdsong, built by twinkling archbishops twirling their tutu wands, a world-bridging meeting point for us wild heart archers and our mischief arrows, and it rises from our collective mind pond in gloriously thrashed harmony, hinting at millennial memories, but daring us to step beyond the decadent decades of humanity's growth into the pyrotechnic love showers of the cosmos, beyond our deep paleo desires and archaeo wishes for nothing more than ancient monstrous dust, into the silver ocean tunes of child-breath temptation, beyond the junk-fueled topiary of our sickly hammerhead hedge-pruning years, into the freaky neon featherbeds our inner serpents are singing awake, beyond the brittle goose steps of the snowstorm months into the unveiled medal-winning routines of our raucous superheroine undergarments in a risky roaming right out of cellulite range. At this enchanting crossway, choose not toxic fuming glances, but toasted heartbeat dances. Not weary breeze-block dwarfish droning, but grinning giant gumboot prances. Not dollar debt-brewed leaden shields, but foxy gloves and moon meadow trances, carrying us from oversprung, rusty, wound up and wounded weeks to sweet mulberry chimes and long lovers' rubbery lances. At this enchanting archway entrance moment, we stretch through the bands of time traps, around the sobbing spirals of day and night, over the endless espressos expressly expressing the owl grip of the hours, under the ticking, biting, feverish minutes before the real field deal, and through to an orchestral eternity of brutally, boldly beautiful orca concertos. An intuitive chewing of the future in sensational Dolby surround sound, sight, smell, taste, touch, and know. An ecstatic embrace of our sublime divine uniform, full of wild and fruity warmth, washing in the spring of our wonderful tribal wave, our intercircling spirit species, our telepathic planet passion, our global goddess oneness arching our backs up to the God-head, God-heart, God-belly, God-body. For God's sake, let's choose this again and again and again. So, thank you for listening to this latest episode in the series, and you can find all of my articles and my recordings at lucidfringe.substack.com, except my music and poetry from the past, which is all available at simrickyarrow, all one word, .bandcamp.com, and the background recordings and sounds that you will have heard are all either from those recordings or they are my own. Please do give this a rating if it's on your podcast app. Please spread the word if you enjoy what you hear, and if you want to give me some feedback or commentary, of course I'm very open to that. Any suggestions for future episodes? Okay, enjoy. See you next time. Ravings from the lucid fringe. Ravings